It must have been about 2:30 when I walked back up. Again, I was busting for a piss, and I noticed there'd been a bit of mail. So I pulled it all out, the mail that is, not my other personal doings, and took it into the kitchen like a lion in its lair. There's better light in the kitchen. For some reason, most of my place is in semi-darkness. People must think I'm a part-time vampire. I think it's them energy-saving bulbs. Those flaky bulbs are like a half-assed relationship. You only get so much, you don't get the real stuff. You only get meagre light, not 100%. No. Nothing worse than watered down light is what I say. Anyway, I'm slashing open the letters and parcels. One was to thank me for a year of supply teaching, which I'd never actually embarked upon. There was another one, slightly damaged copy of Joyce's tumultuous masterpiece Ulysses, after my complaint that the first one they sent me being a half-chewed copy. It was. Then there were some flower seeds I'd bought online, which included no instructions of how and when to plant the bloody things. Thanks for nothing! And the red card. The red card saying we came but you're out and you can pick up your parcel after 24 hours at the main sorting office in town. Again, thank you for not knocking any louder. Tell you, some postmen, or women even, can be right awkward twats. So while I was in the kitchen, I put 2 tea bags in a cup. Or was it a mug? It was a mug. I put 2 tea bags in a mug, put the kettle on, and I went to the John. The cat sat outside the toilet door with a peculiar look on his face. Last night he'd been sick again. Right outside my bedroom door. When he's sick these days, it's not runny and loose material. No, it's almost like a bloody brown Tampax with string hanging from it. Usually about 2 inches long by half an inch thick. I figured the stringy bits were the wrong kinds of grass he keeps eating. Anyway, I cleaned it all up, threw it down the toilet rapidly, and disinfected the whole area like an Agent Orange attack. When I'd finished in the cars, I made sure I closed the door properly. When I don't close the door, the cat goes in there, and for some completely unknown reason to me, likes to drink the water that I put my toothbrush in. Oh, God. Don't have to tell you why this is so vile and utterly disgusting. It's a big no-no. I took some vitamins, and by the time I'd put the milk in my tea, I realised it had gone cold. I don't mind cold tea. Most of my family won't let me make a cup of tea, because they know it'll be cold by the time they get it. When they complain and tell me I'm weird, I say, but yes, James Bond had it iced. Like a lolly made out of cold tea. Hey, imagine that if you can. In the kitchen I noticed a box of 6 eggs I had purchased locally a few days ago. I bought them because they'd reached a sell-by date and they had that big red sticker on them with a reduced price. I like reduced priced eggs. It also had written in biro across the box, 1 egg missing. Not 1 egg smashed, or 1 egg committed suicide, or 1 egg damaged, or 1 egg gone, or 1 egg wounded in action, but 1 egg missing. This made me think, had it escaped during the night? Had it gone AWOL? Or had it run off with a succulent young tomato it had fallen in love with? Oh, a real mixed marriage that would be. Imagine their offspring. Young mixed side salads they would call them. Get to the back of the bus, you mixed side salad. They'd be ostracised at school. Called names like, you should have been grated at birth. Or how can you dice that? Or, ooh, look at those horrible sandwich fillers there. He must have absconded for a reason, that egg. Maybe he knew something the others didn't. Of what was to come. The omelette holocaust. And there's me assuming it was a male egg. It could have been a female. It could have been a gay egg. The prodigal egg. In fact, for all I know, it could have committed suicide. If it knew what its fate was going to be, eh? The suicidal egg. So, after these and many more assorted fractured thoughts, I put the remaining 5 eggs in a pan of warm water and placed the pan on the stove, marked 2. I know 2 is hardly sufficient, but recently when boiling eggs, I've tended to place them on the stove at sort of around 5, and then gone into the front room to watch some engrossing, predictable film, and then later on I'm disturbed by a loud popping and cracking noise. After establishing that it's not burglars breaking in, or the cat trapped in the flap again, I discover the eggs have boiled dry. There's nothing worse than your eggs boiling dry. It destroys the bottom of the pan and the eggs become like grenades. This has happened twice in the last month. So, safety first, belt and braces as they say, leave it on 2. Then if I do go and forget or get distracted, which no doubt will happen, it's not a catastrophe. While the eggy weggies were fermenting quietly in the said pan, I spied an array of bananas I'd forgotten about. I normally have at least 1 a day, but for some reason I've not had a banana for a couple of days now. Oh, I do like a banana, I do. I do tend to get invaded though with quite a lot of those tiny fruit flies which make a home in my banana bowl. I've noticed them over the years. They get everywhere. I've tried various ways to combat these pesky things, ranging from a jar with vinegar wine in, or beetroot juice, then with tin foil over the top with small holes in it. This is so that once they are in, they can't get back out again. It worked for a while, but after a period I got the impression it was actually helping them breed. There seemed to be twice as many of them. And when they were joined by these small black flies you get living around the drains in the bathroom. These are the kind of flies that love soap and damp cloths. They must be incredibly clean flies, these chaps. That's all I can say. So, when choosing my banana from the bunch of around 6, I noticed that since I'd bought them a few days ago, they now were peppered with this brown freckled pattern on them. I wonder how this could happen. And I surmised that it was these flies bombarding the banana skins with air raids. Like a small version of the Luftwaffe, these flies crash into the bananas day and night, looking for ways in, looking for a break in the skin. And because of this relentless aerial bombardment, it tends to leave small brown specks on the surface of the banana's complexion. Some of these kamikaze flies must be battered and severely bruised after such missions and sorties. I tore off the least affected and tried to remember what type of flowers these seeds would produce if and when I planted them. I think I'll have a biscuit now. Lotus. These look very interesting biscuits. Very sexy, may I say. Very tasty as well. It's a shame my tea's gone cold. These are Toms.
I couldn't hear what you were up to then. I just it sounded like it's gone cold. Ha 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 ha.